Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a hard drive replacement and adding more memory to this laptop. So first I'm going to take out the battery, unplug any power source just to make sure we don't fry anything. And then I'm going to take off the back panel. And while I do that, let's go ahead and talk about why I'm doing it. So a buddy of mine bought a laptop off Facebook, was told it's real fast, and it's a gaming laptop from MSI. It originally came with 16 gigs of RAM and an M.2 drive. When he got it, it was actually really slow, super slow. Everything would take like ridiculous amounts of time to actually load up. He wanted me to take a look at it, so he brought it over. And I took a look at it, and it ended up being a 5400 RPM mechanical hard drive. And it only actually had 8 gigs of RAM, so it only had one stick. So before the guy actually sold it to him, he replaced the hard drive and took out a stick of RAM. So he basically got ripped off. So make sure that you guys always check the internals and everything matches up to what the description is. So now you can see I put in the extra stick of RAM, so now he actually has 16 gigs of RAM. And now I'm going to take out the hard drive, unscrewing the bracket. Even though I put the screws on the mat, it's a good idea to use one of those magnetic little bowls like I have in the upper right hand corner. It's also a good idea to subscribe to my channel. So I'm pulling out the drive, just lift it up slightly and then just give it a wiggle out. Then I'm going to take the bracket off of the actual drive itself. If you have any questions or video ideas, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Be careful not to mix up the two screws or set the screws because they could be slightly different. Now I'm going to put that same bracket onto the SSD. Now this is a Crucial MX500 SSD. It's one of the fastest that you can get for an SSD in this form factor. So go ahead and reverse the process. So we're going to put the screws back in with the bracket. And while we're doing that, you can take a look at the affiliate link below to buy yourself an SSD just like this. And after that, we're going to slide it back in, make sure the connections are all lined up. You don't want to go jamming it in. And what I just put in there was a spacer because the SSD is much thinner than a normal mechanical laptop drive. So this will keep it to the same height as a normal drive. Then we're going to go ahead and screw in the bracket back into the laptop. And before I actually started taking the original drive out, I went ahead and ran a drive cloner so they could keep all their files. So now that we have everything in, we can go ahead and put on the plastic back panel again. Make sure nothing's in the way, tuck in all the cables if there's any that are just dangling around. Put the screws back in. On some laptops, the screws might be longer for different areas, so make sure you note that when you do remove the screws the first time. In this particular case, they were all the same length. Putting the battery back in. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and turn on the laptop. With the previous hard drive, it used to take about 5 minutes to actually boot. Now you'll see it's under 10 seconds. And just like that, Windows is up and running. So if you like videos like this, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like, and tell me in the comments below if your PC is any faster.